Friends, welcome. I always go live on YouTube first before adding Instagram because I don't know how to use YouTube as well. But my name is Madeleine Conti. I am a coach out of Atlanta, Georgia, although I'm in New York right now. And this is my first time streaming live from like a gym versus my garage. So let's see if I stay focused and on topic with everything that I teach today. We're going to be doing weight shifting around the bell. So all things weight shifting, mostly in the transverse/lateral plane. So if you've been interested in any of that, that's what we're doing today. So give me like a minute. I'm going to go live on Instagram, say hello there, and then we'll get started with mobility and the workout, the lesson and the workout. It'll be about 15 to 20 minutes in and out, quickie today. It'll be a lot in that 15 to 20 minutes. Also, YouTube. I think just because I am in a gym, I'm like mindful of how loud I'm talking. Let me know if you can't hear me and I will crank up my voice. But I'm going to be speaking probably this volume. So let me know if you can hear me. Should be okay. I hope it is. When I stream from my garage, we've got cars whooshing past and it seems to be fine. So, all right, I'm going to add on Instagram now. Kettlebell Kings, welcome. My name is Madeleine Conti. I am a coach out of Atlanta, Georgia, the founder of a program called Kettle Club, and I'm actually streaming from New York City right now. I'm at the Strength Club, New York. If you've heard of it before, it is owned by Kenny Santucci. I will tag him in this caption because I am so grateful that he let me use his gym today to stream this live workout. I am super excited about this one in particular because it's something I'm very passionate about, which is just understanding why we're doing something with the bell. And the big thing that we're going over today is weight shifting around the bell, specifically in the transverse planes, the sagittal plane. We've got pendulums and outside to inside cleans today. We've got some tactical stuff too. It's going to be a fun one. So we're going to be starting with mobility. We're then going to get into just kind of like the lesson portion of it. And then we're going to work all of those pieces into a workout. Let's start on the floor. In a tabletop position, we're going to be quick with this mobility because honestly, the lesson portion of it is mobility in itself. Starting in tabletop, we're going to go through cat-cow a few times. Starting to warm up the pelvis, the spine, opening the chest. Bring your foot around to the outside of your hand. We'll keep going through cat-cow. You feel some tightness in the adductor and the hamstring. That's perfect. I definitely do after yesterday's workout. Let's switch sides again. Do a few from the other side. And to add a little extra tension, squeeze your knee into your shoulder. You'll feel even more tightness up into the groin. Switch sides again. Sit upright, tuck your pelvis, and grab your foot behind you. If that's not available to you, you can use your kettlebell, your handy kettlebell, and put quad, finding tension there and just holding it. Squeeze your glute on that side too. That'll help pull your pelvis underneath. Let's switch sides. Couch stretch on our other side. All right. Let's stand up. I need to take this off so y'all can actually see what my shoulder blades are doing. We're going to get into the shoulder blades a little bit. Through some shrugging, depression of the shoulder blades, protracting and retracting. We're going to start with the arms out in front, squeeze the shoulder blades down and back, then reach far forward. Shrug up, squeeze back, squeeze down. Forward, up, back, down. One more time this way. Now we're going to reverse it back and up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down, back. One more time, up, forward, down, back, and let's open the chest. You're going to keep your hips squared to the front of the room. You're going to rotate back. So I'm driving my right hip forward as I rotate back over my right hip. I'm going to extend my arm behind me. squeezing my shoulder blade down as I extend that arm. Now I'm going to add little lassos, right? I'm going clockwise for 10. Depressing the shoulder blade with every little one. Come back to the front, reset here. Just over your left hip, driving your left hip forward as you extend back. Little lassos counterclockwise for 10. Perfection. All right, we've got 2 more things, and then we're going to get into the lesson. So we're going to start on the floor, laying on our stomachs. So in a prone position, arms are going to be out in front. I think everyone can see me. Palms are going to be up. You're going to fly your hands off the ground, fly around to your hips, going into internal rotation, back around to the front, into external rotation. Do this 5 times. And let's lay our arms out to the side. We'll do a full scorpion. So bend the knee, lift it up, open the hip, and twist until your foot's on the floor, and one the other way. Okay, so we're going to get into this rotation. Can everyone hear me? Awesome, perfect. Okay, so as I said, we're getting into weight shifting around the bell. Specifically, we're going to be doing outside to inside cleans and inside to outside cleans. Don't worry, I will tell you all about that when we get into it. We're going to start with just body weight rotation. So I want you to put your arms like this. I want your feet about shoulder width apart. And I want you to get into a dipped position just through your knees and ankles. So my hips are staying tucked and going straight down. The knees are going out in front. From here, I'm going to rotate to my right and extend my right leg, and externally rotate my left hip, driving my left knee forward. I'm now facing the right side of the room. I'm then going to do that the other way. And every time I do this, my knee is staying driving forward. I'll face you guys straight on so that you can kind of see that. So I'm dipped, and it's helping me rotate to the right side of the room. So this external rotation of the hip is allowing that to happen. So there's actually my connection went away for a second. There's no thoracic rotation really with this. It's all in the knee, ankle, and hip. So I'm bending this knee, bending that ankle, extending this knee, and rotating that way via external rotation of the hip. All right, and do one from the side. This is a really important piece to anything rotational with the bell. So practice that, start to get to know it. If you've done any Latin rhythmic dancing, this should feel familiar to you just a little bit. I don't know where my ballroom dancing's at. All right, so that is our body weight rotation in a dipped position where you're bending and extending at the knee and the ankle, and you're externally rotating in the hip. All right, we're gonna add a bell to it in a front rack position. I'm gonna go light just so that I have some breath to teach you all. So usually I would probably use like a 10 or 12 kilo bell. I'm on an 8 right now so that I can have some breath for my coaching cues. So we're gonna hold the bell up in a front rack position. You can use a clean to get up there. I'm gonna stand shoulder width apart. Other arm is mimicking what the right arm is doing. Bending this knee straight forward and getting deep into that ankle. And staying straight upright in my torso. This is the outside position. So outside front rack position. Outside meaning that the bell is on the back side of my body. I'm going to come back to the center in my dip, and then I'm going to go to my inside position. So the inside meaning that the bell is on the front of my bust. Start bending this knee. This leg stays locked out. Stand back up. Now bending at the right knee, keeping the left leg extended. And that is our outside and inside front rack positions. And our rotation is originating from, as I said, bending, extending at the knees and ankles and externally rotating the hip. So now it's time to add some like ballistic components to it. So our clean. Y'all have probably seen this one before, where we're going outside to inside, right? We know it well. We're using rotation to get the bell into the other side front rack. But it's more than just rotation. It's also that snapping of the leg to kind of push us over there, and also shifting away from where the bell is going. So let's call my feet my midline. I'm rotated this way. If I'm punching the bell that way and I don't lean away from where I'm punching the bell, it's going to take me with it. So when you're in this position, you're in the perfect position to sit back even further as you punch the bell, to then pull yourself into the other side front rack. We do that again. The outside position, I'm punching the bell away. I'm letting it swing across. I'm getting into that tall midline position, and then I'm sitting away into my back leg. For external rotation here, dip through those knees and ankles, and then straight leg there. All right, that's our outside to inside clean. Same situation happens with inside to outside. I'm in my dip. I'm going to rotate. I'm going to punch that way. I'm going to sit back even further into this leg. Get into my tall midline position. So punch, tall midline as it sweeps across. And then I'm going to bend as I rotate and clean into the other side front rack. Inside to outside clean. All right, so we've got those rotational cleans down. We can also apply tactical cleans to it. So y'all might know the tactical clean as being one where you swing back and then catch on the other side. Or I'm in an overhand position and then I grip underhand to switch. We can also do that with rotation. So I'm going to punch the bell away and bring it across and catch with the other hand. Exact same situation in my legs as I was doing. Just now I'm catching the other side, outside front rack position because of that hand switch. I'm not going to go too in depth about the hand switches because this is more about the weight shifting, but I want to at least show y'all that that's an option as well. Any questions? I see some stuff happening on YouTube. Toes pointed forward or angled over knees. So the toes are going to be slightly turned out because we're in a shoulder width position. If you were closer, then they wouldn't be, right? Because you want to mimic what your hips are doing. So if we're externally rotating in this hip anyway, I definitely want the foot in that direction as well. Not totally straight, but I also wouldn't want it super turned out because we want to be able to push through the knife edge of your foot. So you want to grip with your toes, stay on the outside of your feet. It's going to be a really solid base for punching a kettlebell. All right. So next up, I want to go over the pendulum swing, and then we're going to get into a quick little 8-minute workout. Okay. So the pendulum is the same setup as the outside or inside clean. We're going to go over the outside pendulum first, and I'm going to do it this way. So I'm in my dipped position, or I'm rotating. Okay. So back knee, back ankle are bent. I'm staying tall. I'm using extension of this leg to help rotate me, and I'm obviously externally rotating this hip. I'm going to punch the bell and let it swing across me into a hinge position, right, where my chest is in the path of the bell. And then I'm going to come back up into my outside clean position. So I'm going to punch the bell to give it momentum to swing across, and then I'm going to come back up. The difference is we are bending the hip. With the cleans, we were not, right? We were staying locked out in the hips. They were just externally rotating to help us get into our rotation. Now we're adding a hip hinge, which is going to change a lot of this exercise. We're going to be able to get more glute involved and way more hamstring, obviously, in our hinge position. But most people complain about hitting their knees, which is why they tend to shy away from that exercise. But the reason is because they'll stay too upright. So I want you to really commit to getting over the bell with your chest and pushing your hip back. So when you punch the bell, allowing the bell to swing in the path of your feet and your chest being loaded directly over it. All right. Another thing is the extending of this leg on the way up will give it room so that you don't smack your knee. If you don't extend this leg, then you'll probably hit it, 1, and 2, you won't have really any power going into that outside clean position. The same will apply to the inside, okay? I'm going to face this way for this one. So I'm rotated, I'm going to punch, swing, and back in. I'm extending that back leg, or front leg rather, as I come back up into the inside clean position. Cool? How do we feel about it? Hopefully you have some new skills in the bag now. The practice is shifting feet optimally. Yes. The feet, we don't really want to move them. We want to keep them planted on the floor because if we have fewer moving parts, we'll be stronger, more powerful in all these movements. So just keep that in mind too. We don't want the feet spinning because we're going to lose a lot of energy if we pick up our feet from the floor. Okay, so we're going to get into a little bit of a workout. So we're going to do, starting in the front rack position, an outside pendulum to outside clean. And then we're going to do our outside clean to outside tactical clean. And then we're going to do a front rack ipsilateral. So load is on the same side as the working leg, lateral squat. I'm going to go over it really quick, and then we're going to do it together, paired with some animal flow, 3 rounds in and out. It'll be really quick. Okay, so it's going to look like this. I'm going to start in my front rack position, outside pendulum to outside clean to outside tactical clean. And then I'm going to rotate forward, drop into a lateral squat, and come back up. Other side, pendulum, clean to outside tactical clean, lateral squat. Cool? Let's go ahead and clean the bells up. We're going to do that 3 per side, and then we're going to go on to animal flow. All right, clean your bell up to the front rack on the right side. Here we go. Outside, pendulum to outside clean, outside to outside tactical clean. It's lateral squat. Other side, pendulum, clean to tactical clean, lateral squat. Here's round 2. Pendulum, clean, tactical clean, lateral squat. Pendulum, clean, tactical clean, lateral squat. 1 more each side. And when you get done with that, throw the bell away. We're going to have push-ups to extended mountain climbers in a little bit fancier way than you might be used to. So on the way down in the push-up, our leg is going to be going around us in like a semicircle. Starting from the extended mountain climber, we're going to extend the leg out, go down to the push-up, and then bring the other leg around to the extended mountain climber. Other side, extend the leg to the side, go around to your push-up, pull this leg around. 1 more on each side, and that'll be our animal flow. All right, take a breather, and then we're going to do it again 2 more times. Hello, friends. Who's in here from Kettle Club? I got to breathe for a second before we do it again. Do y'all hear the pupper? There's a puppy here. All right, y'all. Let's do it again. 3 per side, as we did last time. Love the animal flow. Yay, I'm glad. YouTube, do y'all have any questions? Could not see your feet. Oh, Beth, sorry. Okay, let me actually angle this down just to make sure that y'all can see my feet, since it is so important. I'd rather y'all see my feet than my head. All right, here we go. Round 2, 3 per side, and then the animal flow. Clean the bell up, outside pendulum, outside clean, outside tactical clean. It's lateral squat. I'm going to go angled here. Pendulum, outside clean to outside tactical clean, lateral squat. Rotate to start, pendulum. Catching that rotation, punch, lock out the other leg to catch, pendulum. Outside to outside tactical. See how I'm really whipping myself into that rotation? That's all because of my legs. 1 more each side. Final ones. That's it. We got that animal flow again. So, starting in the extended mountain climbers, foot on the outside of my hands, other leg extended behind me. I'm going to start going down in the push-up by way of extending my leg to the side. Push up, come back around. That honestly, in my opinion, feels easier than a push-up. You kind of have the support of that other leg. We're going to do 2 per side, 4 total. And breathe. We're going to do it one more time in just a few minutes, or 1 minute. All right, I'm just coming over to check questions if we have them. Pups here for animal. Yes. All right. To get this breath caught, we'll be in. David, what's up? Welcome, welcome. He knows he's a part of Kettle Club. I always have to break down everything to make sense of it. I am a student myself. Everything I do, so I like to really understand why. All right. Let's get it going. Final round. Clean to get it up to the front rack, and from there, clean. Tactical clean. Lateral squat. Outside. Pendulum. Outside clean. Pendulum. Or not pendulum. Outside clean to outside tactical clean. Lateral squat. Every clean, you're catching in a rotation. Every time you're standing up. The only time we're facing forward is to get into the lateral squat. Rotate, I'm bending that back leg, punch, pendulum, clean, punch to outside clean, lateral squat, rotate, punch, pendulum, clean, punch, outside tactical clean, and we're down to the kettlebell. Let's hit this animal flow one more time. Starting in the extended mountain climber. Pulling the leg around during the push-up and back around to the front. 4 total. And that's it. Take a breather. We're going to cool it down after this. And I'll review what we did for those of y'all who just jumped on. But just remember, we're going to be posting this on the Kettlebell Kings page and my page, so you'll have access to it forever. All right, so let's come back down into tabletop. We'll cool it down, catch our breaths in cat-cow. So let's do this a few times. Let's do short lever wave unload next. So walk your hands forward, set your hips back. You're going to tuck your pelvis to roll forward for cat. And then keep going forward until your hips come to the floor. Open your chest, squeeze your shoulders down, and gaze up. Then tuck the chin, roll back to cat, and back to child's pose. 2 more times. Come back up to tabletop. Let's go right hand in front of your left. Open this palm of the front arm, so the right hand, and you're going to rotate your shoulder toward the floor, keeping my right arm locked out. I'm really going to feel it through my right lat all the way into my left lower back. Come back up, left hand in front of right. Open the palm, lock out that left arm. Rotate your shoulder toward the floor. All right, let's review what we did. So I have to look at my little list. So we started with body weight rotation. Here, dip through the knee and ankle. And we are rotating by way of extending one leg and externally rotating the other hip. All right. As the body weight rotation, we then added a kettlebell to it. So we were in that front rack, offset front rack position, and we were going from outside, which is on the back side of your body, to inside, which is on the front side of your body. We went into then our cleans. So we were adding a punch and weight shift away from the bell to get into an inside clean, and then a punch, weight shift away from the bell to get into an outside clean, which is the exact same leg component of that rotation that we were just going over. We then added a hip hinge to it, and we went into a punch into a pendulum swing, catching in that outside clean, and then also from the inside punch, pendulum catching in the inside clean. Cool? We also did that outside to outside tactical clean. So starting in the outside position here, punching away, and then bringing it across and catching with the other hand. That was an overhand to underhand grip transition. I didn't go too extensively into that because I wanted it to be more about the weight shifting than hand switches, but we did end up including that in our workout. So our workout was our outside pendulum to outside clean. And then from that outside clean punch to outside tactical clean, we rotated to the front for the first time in that complex. We had our lateral squat, ipsilateral, so load is on the same side as the working leg. We did that 3 per side, paired with our animal flow, which is what y'all probably just saw, those push-ups into extended mountain climbers, 4 total. We did it for 3 rounds, and we are in and out of here. So thank you for joining me. We're going to have this posted on Kettlebell Kings page and mine, so I will make sure that that is up in just a few minutes so that you guys can bookmark it and save it for a rainy day. Thank you for joining me. I know I'm very teaching for it, but it's really the only way I know how to be, because all of this was new to me just a few years ago. So I really like to connect with the people who are in the same kind of shoes as me, in that, you know, we're learning new things every day, and it makes it a lot easier to learn it if you actually know what's going on. So again, thank you for joining me. I'll have this posted in a second, and I'll see y'all next time. Thank you, YouTube. You're wonderful. Really appreciate all the questions. So much easier to see questions on YouTube than Instagram. What stretch do you recommend for someone who tweaked their upper back a little? This is a great one. So we actually started with it. I'm going to stay over here with you guys for a few minutes. So we started with it in our warm-up. So having your arms extended out in front of you, squeeze your shoulder blades down as hard as you can. When you do that, it activates your lat, which is going to take some of the work away from the traps. I'm thinking it could have been your levator scapula, could be your scalenes a little bit, but in general, stuff around the traps, if they get a little bit overactive and the lats are underactive, that can happen. It used to happen to me truly all the time. And I started bringing this into my warm-up every single day. And I don't really have issues anymore. So that's helpful. Steve Williams, I'm glad you stumbled upon this stream. It was a fun one. It's a good one. I love getting deep into teaching things like this. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. Any other questions before I log off? I'll be back. Don't worry. And also I don't know if my Instagram is tagged over here. I'm going to comment it in the little chat. But that is where I have most of my educational stuff. So my Instagram, I just commented it. I'm also on YouTube, which, big surprise, it's the same username. So I'm pretty sure it's youtube.com/mconti fitness. Fairly certain that's my YouTube. So y'all go try that. Hopefully that's right. I have a zillion tutorials on my YouTube. So if you liked what we did today, that's what I have all over that. So, all right, I'm going to log off so that they can have the gym back. But thank you again for joining me. I'm on once a month with Kettlebell Kings, and I'm on daily on my page. So I'll see y'all later. Bye.